is a saying that the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. No, but to achieve this, those with the experience of yesterday and the sight of tomorrow must carefully pass the baton with the right information of what they need to excel. Good evening and welcome to another impactful section of the program, The Missing Link. It's a drive of the heart to build an initiative focused on the youths having a holistic development. And we have that capacity building, one-on-one mentorship, name it. Victoria Ichie is my name, and I'll be your anchor person this evening. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's on stage. In the studio with me is Auntie Onyi. She is one of the founders of the Heart to Build initiative. Ma'am, you're welcome to the program.
Good to be here again. Good evening, listeners. Welcome.
Our special guest today is a man of great portfolio. I don't know, the biography will be probably long, but I'm just going to try to make it so simple. He is a digital entrepreneur with over 10 years working experience in administration and capacity building, let alone talk about digital entrepreneurship and youth development. He is the founder of Digipreneur Hub and Digitors, DigiTV, and many more. A Rotarian and, of course, a well-respected research consultant who has worked with Rebute, a Harvard project on defamation. This disinformation, it's when I let me not go there. These qualifications and successes earned him the 2017 winner of Nigeria's most valuable digital aid at the Embassy of Ecuador in Nigeria, plus 80 other numerous personal awards. Help me. If he's in charge, I say, rise.
Let's welcome
Engineer Ifeanyi Aniago. So you're welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening for having me.
Wow, it's good to hear your voice.
Much better.
Man of
so
the
you're
people.
welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, today we are going to be discussing a very important topic: work smarter, not harder. With the way things are going in the world today, one we want to wonder, what does it really mean to work hard? Antonio, what does it really mean to work hard?
Working hard means working hard, spending some energy to do something, to achieve an aim, to carry out a task. You just have to work hard. But we're looking about working smarter. Working smarter is finding other efficient and effective ways to still achieve to handle the same task. Doing it in a different way and doing it faster.
A different way and then faster?
Yes.
Okay.
But you still achieve the same task, but more now. But I know we have a smarter guy in the studio.
Engineer Ifeanyi. So I want to find out, can one work smart without working hard? Is it possible?
I don't think it is. If some persons work smart without working hard, and those are the ones who call the criminals in society, and they'll be those who are not getting it right. For everything that has a positive way, there is always the negative one. So when you want to work smart without working hard, you end up either not getting the desired results, or end up either being the criminal in society, or either depressing yourself into the back end. So the first thing first, just like somebody jumping a staircase, if you don't go through the process first before second, you create errors, you make mistakes. So it's always good to work hard, and then you're not asked to work smarter. The simple thing is that the story about working smarter is coming up. The preaching, the awareness, the need is coming up because a whole lot of people are actually working hard.
Okay.
There are mistakes. So they understand they need to improve on that working hard or being hard working for them to be able to achieve a greater result. So when you say working smarter is more like looking for better ways to do things differently and then achieve greater results.
Okay. Engineer, I want to find out, are there clear indicators or to show that one is actually working smarter?
Let's know if you're even working smarter in this studio, by the way.
I am.
Yes, they are. I think in the age where we are now, so we are in the disruptive, innovative age now. So once you begin to work smarter, the result starts coming out immediately. It's not something that takes a lot of years to come. Like the program you are doing today, if you are working smart with it, you're working smarter with it, you need to begin to see the response immediately. You don't need years, don't need people to begin to tell you tomorrow. You need to begin to feel it immediately. That is one beauty thing about working smarter. The result comes out immediately. Sometimes you get into an office, you see where people have been there for years, doing the same thing the same way, expecting different results. And all of a sudden, you meet somebody that was just working. It might even be a school dropout or somebody least expected. He or she comes in there with disruptive ideas, or maybe with a way to cut short some bureaucracy bottlenecks, and then begin to achieve results immediately. So you always get to see the results for those who work smarter. Get to see results so quickly, so easily. You don't need to wait for years to see it.
Okay, engineer, you said it's very clear to see it, right? But I'm sure that those people have something that they are doing. Those things are the things we want you to itemize. There must be something that they are doing, that thing that creates the difference.
Yeah. I have spoken to so many places that have encouraged a lot of young people to do. There are keys to working smarter. And the first thing I will want everybody who is listening today to understand is that sometimes this topic or this idea gets to confuse a lot of persons. So let me take that explanation first before I get into the question you just asked me.
All right, sir.
We need to take note of the topic. The topic says smarter and then harder. There are two important things we need to understand on the topic, and that is what will help us with the these menace of Yahoo boys or maybe some criminals moving around thinking that they are smart, meanwhile they are not smart. The first thing is that the topic recognizes the fact that it is good to work hard.
Okay.
It's good to work hard. And we need to understand that being hardworking is different from doing hard work. So sometimes when you say this, you see some person tell you, all those guys are pushing wheelbarrow pushers all over the place, or people that have labored for so many years and they've not got anything. No. Doing a hard work is different from being hardworking. So we need to understand that, and this topic understands this very well. Again, the topic says smarter, which means you can actually be smart, or you might be smart already, but you are not actually getting smarter, which is the competition we have in this era requires. So you need to just understand these two things. You then begin to think to yourself, if I am smart already, or if I have opportunity of being smart, and if I am already hardworking, or if I've seen people hardworking, what then needs to happen for me to incline myself to what the topic is trying to drive to? Okay. So if that thought begins to come to you, then you are at the point when you are ready to work smarter. If you don't have that thought, if you don't understand that the idea of being smart and smarter, idea of hard work being different from being hardworking, you won't have the right mind, or you won't be in the right frame of mind to appreciate that there are lots of sacrifices that it takes. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of talent, it takes a lot of sacrifices for you to actually work smarter. For example, any human being or any young person or even an elderly person who is ready to actually work smarter, to do better, to find a different way to do something that you're already doing, or do it differently to achieve greater results, the first thing that you need to do is to realize who you are. It's a common menace, it's a common problem. A lot of young persons you see exactly outside there now don't really know who they are. In knowing who you are, that is when you go to know your situation. By the time you know your situation, and the next thing you're able to do, have proper perspective of things around you, then you own your environment. And I can say you can then apply the 7 keys, to working smarter.
Okay.
In fact, I have even in course of my studies, I've enlarged it. If you want to actually work smarter, the first thing you need to do is to be specific about what you are doing.
All right.
You need to be specific about what you are doing. You need to have clear and concise goals. You need to know when you wake in the morning, you know what you want to be in the next 50 years. You know what you want to be in the next 20 years. You know what you want to be in the next 10 years. You know what you want to be in the next 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, down to 6 months, down to 1 month, down to 1 week, and then for that day. The people that have these things that look so insignificant or like looks as if it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, are actually people who are thinking smartly. Because by the time they have all these things, they guide every thought they have, every word they drop, every action they take. So if you are specific, the next thing you need to understand that what you are doing must be measurable. I try to align these things to be around the word smarter. I don't know if you get the point.
Yes.
So the last working smarter, the S there is to be specific. If your goals are specific, you are going to achieve much more better, much more greater things than in a more smarter way. Next is, are the goals measurable? You should have the ability to track what you are doing. If I woken in the morning and say I'm going to speak with you in this program, by 12 in the afternoon I should have been able to ask myself, how far have I prepared myself?
Exactly.
By 3 p.m. I should have asked myself, how far have I prepared myself? So that specific goal, which is to speak in this program today, it should be measurable. I should be able to find out at the end of this program, to be able to measure what I have done today with the one I have done before. How well have I done? Have I missed some steps? So all your goals must be measurable. And that gives you the S and M. Then the A there is that the things you are trying to do, the job that you are doing, the one you are accepting, either as an artisan or maybe a skilled labor or maybe an employee in the work, that job you are saying yes to, is it achievable?
Achievable.
And is it achievable? And that's why I said that before you can actually work smarter, first of all, you must develop yourself, self-development skill and value orientation. It's when you have those things that you now know that you are taking is achievable. You see a lot of people moving out, you wake in the morning, you go to the park and stand, you wake in the morning, you take your vehicle at the car man, you wake in the morning, you go straight to the radio station, doing what you don't even know, doing what you cannot even measure, doing what you don't even know whether it's achievable or not. So it's not going to work. So you need to set challenging yet achievable goals. You need to make sure that these things you are looking at, this work you are doing is something that's achievable. In some offices where you are working with your boss, when your boss gives a job to do, if you are a young person or an elderly person that works smartly, and you look at the duty, the brief that is given to you by your boss, if you look at it, it's not achievable. Going to engage your boss to explain that it's not achievable can even give you a higher office.
Or you can even
And
sack
people
you.
could be crying around.
Can actually sack you,
Yes.
remember? Depending on your approach.
Sorry? Yes, of course. That is another one. And that's exactly why before you can apply the things that I'm rolling out now, you need to do self-development to learn something and then have the proper value system, because you don't go back to your boss and start fighting your boss, of course. You need to know the ways to place these things down. So what am I saying? You need to be specific, you need to be measurable, the goals need to be achievable, and then the R is very important, which is realistic, so that you don't build castles in the air. You need to be honest to yourself. You need to know what you are capable of. You see where self-development is coming about.
Yes.
You need to know who you are. You need to know your strength and capacity. You need to know where you are coming from. And especially in this age of social media, where somebody in a slum, I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong word, might be doing
In your
something,
village, let's
and
use your village. Let's use your village.
People in the GRA are also looking at what that person is doing. And you know, because the person in that place that is not very fine is doing something, there is no moral standard or whatever, and whoever following the person on Facebook or maybe on any other social media platform, someone who is bored and locked up in the GRA will be learning from there. Now you go and put your goals. They might be specific, might be measurable and achievable, but because you are not realistic, you don't understand yourself, you don't really know your capacity, you don't even know your strength, you don't even know the things you need to learn before you be like the person that you're following, it's going to fail. So to be smart, you need to, if you're a soldier or if you're anybody and you're asked to go and arrest a particular target, you need to first of all find out how equipped are you, and you measure that with the dangers you are going to face, with the obstacles you are going to face. That will tell you whether you are going to be smart or not. And then the key is time bound. Time bound. You need to give yourself time. No matter the project you are putting on, let me go back to what is common in society. You know, when young people are finding it difficult to get married, they will tell them, once you put a date, the event is already done. It might sound funny, but that's how I did mine. Before I even saw my wife, I already had a date that I'm going to get married. I had the date and I started working towards it.
Okay.
So if you have a project, you need to put it down that this project is going to take me so time. The essence of these things is that it puts a lot of pressure, which are positive pressure on your capacity, on your ability. That you are going to become an akara seller. You need all this. Some of our parents growing up, they do all this because they learn these things unconsciously. These things are becoming a project, a topic, because a lot of us have left informal education when we learn these things while growing up because of the pursuit for formal education. So now it becomes a necessity. And these are not the things that you need to every day carry on a paper to remind yourself for every project. No. If you put this and make it culturalize, make it part of your life, do it for 47 days, it becomes part of your thinking process. This thing happens in your mind within. Someone asks you to do something, you have a project to do, or in your office where people are working and everybody is feeling bored. You are ready. People will come to realize that it is not the office that makes the man. It is the man that makes the office.
Exactly. If I take us to the last two letters,
thing is that
so that we can open the phone lines.
Yes, okay. The last two letters there is now you must evaluate.
Okay.
I have measurable the other time.
Okay.
But by the time your goal is specific, it is measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. At every point in time, you must evaluate to know how much, how far you are going. And then the R is routine.
Wow.
The R is routine. You must have a routine on whatever you are doing. Life is not when you wake up. Sorry, I'm using that language. I hope it's permitted. But you must learn to repeat the things you are doing. So if you are specific in your actions and everything you do is measurable, you set achievable targets and goals, and you are realistic, you know actually your status, and you put time bound to gauge what you are doing, and you have the ability to evaluate yourself and what you are doing, and you learn to be routine, to observe routine standard, to repeat and repeat until you get it right. You are as smart as anybody will want you to be. Yes.
Have you learned something?
Yes, I have. Thank you, Engineer Ifani. We're going to open the phone lines right now. 0808-182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. These are the numbers you can call to join the conversation or ask questions on how to work smarter and just leave the aspect of the hard work. Now, remember, I want to say something that was very striking. He talked about the fact that doing hard work is different from being hardworking. And that's a point, and I want to remember, and I want someone who is listening to always remember. The numbers are 0808-182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. Bring in the calls, and Antioni and Engineer Ifani will be here to do justice to it. All right, just call back, and we'll do justice to the question. While we are waiting for the calls, Anthony, I'm going to ask, how long does someone need to work hard to arrive at the smart work street?
Remember what you find?
Like I said earlier, the idea of working smarter doesn't take years to see the result. If we are all in the same bus moving from Anambra State to Umuahia, it doesn't take you years. It doesn't take you to come down from that vehicle to know who is smart in that vehicle. If you are discussing with people, it doesn't take you donkey years to know who is smart in the discussion.
Yes.
That is why the things I listed are not like they're not like the traditional reward system where you work and wait for it to come. No. When you are in a system and you apply the principles of working smarter, which, like I said, you need to imbibe it and it becomes part of you. It becomes part of your thinking process. It doesn't take years to arrive at that. If you go to those who are Okada riders or those who are barrow fishers, those who are smartest of them, who work smartly with them, after a couple of years, changes location, changes business, rises.
Okay, but engineer, you talked about being measurable, the ability to track it, and someone will be saying, okay, I want to track this thing right now, and give it like 5 years, 4 years. But that thing that will give you hope that at least that you're almost at the smart, the working smart street somehow. Is there nothing like that?
You are right. Yes, it depends on, we're talking generally, it depends on the project. If, for example, I'm setting, we are at our age, many people are looking for her. We are going to build house. We are going to build house.
Yes.
The guy who is going to achieve that project in a smarter way is the person that has told himself that in the next 2 years I will have finished my house. And the person would have arranged it that I will make sure I have 2 years, that's 24 months. I will make sure that in each month that I'm able to beat the budget. If the budget is 20 million, I'm able to beat the budget by 2 million naira. The person will do much better than the other person that is saying, "Hi, when will I start?"
The next 1 month I'll finish it.
Do you understand? So for every project you have, there is always a way to put it in such a way that you can measure it.
Well, if I let's look at the word smart. The word smart has been abused. It's been bastardized, and just like you said earlier in this program, cutting corners is not being smart.
Like, no. Wayo is not smartness.
He just said it.
No, it's not.
So when you hear someone tell you today, I'm a smart guy, look at that person again. Does he qualify?
No. No, it's not. You see, if you look at the system, a lot of people that claim to be smart today, take them back 20 years or even 10 years backward. They cannot proudly stand anywhere in any community and brag of what they are doing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Take them back when our value system was still there standing. Those people who are bragging today what they're doing and they call smartness cannot stand in any street or the village square and hit themselves and say they are doing what they are doing today.
Exactly.
So cutting corners is just being corny. It's just being criminal by half. So it doesn't really make you a smart person. You don't tell me that if you go and commit a crime and then you come back, you are celebrated, it makes you smart. No. One of the easiest things to do world over is to do the bad thing, is to do the wrong thing, is to commit a crime. So you need a very strong value system to stop people faced by the challenges that we face in Nigeria and outside Nigeria not to commit that crime. So the blame could always go to our failure of value system. And that's why I'm telling you that for us to get people that actually work smarter, we need to develop people, we need to give them the proper value orientation. Because that's when they understand what you're saying. You don't just get into people who are causing riots or in a chaotic situation and begin to preach. No. When you get there, you douse the tension first so that people will be at the level of listening to you. I agree with you. Cutting corners is in no way making you a smart person. That you go on social media and you hack somebody's account and you come out and brag about it, you are not being smart. Because if you are being smart, you should get on social media, study the algorithm, find a way to develop a system that people, instead of going to Facebook, for example, to spend their time and give money to Mark Zuckerberg, you develop a system that they will go there, spend their time and give you. That is the smart guy.
Well, I just like what you said about hacking. You're an engineer, and I have also been made to understand that some people actually went to study how to hack these systems. It's not a profession.
Yes, I am an ethical hacker too. People go and study hacking.
I like that word, ethical hacker.
Yes, that's what it is. The way you have security agencies with guns, they are trained to protect lives and property. It's just where you see people that will hold that same gun and do the wrong thing.
Exactly.
The same way you have people with knowledge who can think and use it to do proper things to change the society. In the same way you have people who have knowledge who can think and use it to cause crime. It's very simple. And we cannot use because that there are people who use this knowledge and intelligence IQ to do the wrong thing to say that having the knowledge is wrong. No. We should be thinking of what do we need to make sure that majority of people having this are using it for the positives. And the only thing that guides that is proper value system.
Proper value system.
Nothing else. There is nothing else that will stop it. It's proper value system. But every day we are facing a society where people are growing, telling you that motivational speakers are scam, telling you that the education is scam, telling you that adulthood is scam, telling you that every other thing that had made the foundation of our society strong are scam.
Well, you don't also blame them. The society has been very, 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 very unkind to a lot of us. You remember that we cannot throw away the effect of society on whatever we are doing in terms of our value system.
I agree with that. You know why I agree very well? Because society is still us.
Yes.
And like I said earlier, the pursuit for formal education made us to throw away the more important informal education. Because it's in the informal education system that all these things are inculcated in every growing child. It made us to throw it away. The thing started affecting the parenting and co and whatever you have. If you sit down as somebody who is planning or wanting to work smarter and think of how the future of our society will be in the next 10, 20 years, sometimes you might run away out of your room because you'll be scared.
You're
So
still
we need to draw everything back. We need to get back and let the young persons understand that, one, being smart is not being cunning. Doing hard work is not being hardworking. At the time when I had experience, when I was in the relief market in Onitsha, I had a young man that started as a wheelbarrow pusher. Few months into that, he started selling newspapers. Few months into that, this guy started working in a bank.
Wow.
From working in a bank, he did his studies in partner when they used to have all these satellite and partner studies, and later he grew. And he has even finished his business as a banker. Now he's an entrepreneur. So I can tell you there are many people that we are pushing barrel with things in them that could still be pushing barrel now, or maybe they have died off in the process. So in every level, even if you are the wealthiest man on earth, even if you are the richest person or the most, tech expert you have, you need to continue improving on your smart level.
Exactly.
If not, some
so
persons
you
are
can
smart.
remain relevant.
All right, Engineer Ifeanyi, we have to let you just go down on the fire right now, because if we allow you, you're going to continue and we'll run out of time. It's been amazing listening to you, sir.
Just keep listening. Don't hang up.
Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere.
Right.
You've been listening to Engineer Ifeanyi, the DG priest himself, and Auntie Onyi Raf doing justice to this particular topic we have.
Trying to be smart.
Okay, well, so no, we don't have much time, so we may not be able to take your calls anymore. Sorry, some other time you have to call in early enough.
But
you can
go to our social media platform at How to Build Initiative and ask the many questions you can ask. Make your comments. I and Ifeanyi and the rest of us can always do justice to those comments because we're running short of time, and remember we have time bound.
Yes.
In one of the letters there. All right, Ifeanyi, it's good to have you just join us. Remember, this is How to Build Initiative, and we are being intentional about these young persons within the ages of 16 to 35. Maybe after now they begin to understand what it means to be smarter. Not the smart the world is talking about. Yeah.
All right. I think I like what you're doing, and we are going to do a lot more, together, and to support those who might have listened today. But probably you do their selections on your page. Any of them, I think I will share. Let's share 2 gig to 10 persons. I will sponsor that.
Wow.
That's beautiful and
encouraging. All they need to do is on your page to tell us what they learned today, maybe in a sentence or two, what they learned today.
Wow.
There you have it.
Ifeanyi has the heart to build.
Yes, he does.
He just has that kind of heart. So if you have listened, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to listen and even play back this program, what have you learned? In this program. And just before we go, I want to remind our listeners that by this time next week, the missing link may not come your way for very good reasons. I will be flagging off our initiative formally here in Umuahia, and I would like to invite everyone that loves to see the young people doing very well. And we're holding that program at a unique hall, a unique hotel, just opposite Roots Restaurant, Umuahia. We're going to officially open our ports. That kind of, when you finish cooking, officially open the pot so that people can begin to serve people food. Yeah. So How to Build Youth Development Initiative will be flagged up officially come July 30th here in Umuahia. And I want to invite you, if you have the heart to build young people, please, you are invited. If I know you're going to join us, I know you.
Yeah, sure.
And just before we go, we had winners some weeks ago, and Victoria and Father did announce them last Saturday. These winners will be presented with a freebie. Those who were able to give us what they can do with 30,000 naira. There were 5 of them. We had over 20 entries, but we chose the best 5. So we had Chidalo, Chiamaka, Austin, and Samuel. So come Saturday, they will be presented formally with whatever they have won to encourage them to support the skills they have learned over the weeks, months, and to also find a way to also support others. I know Ifeanyi will be listening to this very, very attentively. So we are here to deliberately build young persons. And like Ifeanyi said, self-development is key. It's very key.
Thank you very much, Engineer Ifeanyi and Antioni. Remember to work smarter, be specific, have measurable goals, let them be attainable, and of course realistic. Put a time bound to it. Make sure you evaluate, and then let it become your routine. And I'm sure by doing this, you're already working smarter. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of Gatson State. I've been your anchor person, Victoria Iche. Have a blessed evening.